I'm Kristen with the Rogers Public Library, and this week for Quilled Creations, we will be starting on a new scene that we'll add to for the rest of the month. So in your craft packet, you will have your background. You will also have 2 strips of black and 2 strips of yellow, and I will show you how to quill some bees. So to begin, we're going to take some scissors and cut off just a little bit at the end of our black strips. And then do the same with the yellow, just a little bit off of the ends of the yellow strips. And we can set those aside. And then we're going to cut the remaining black strips in half. And then cut the remaining yellow strips in half. And then we can take one of our black strips and we're going to roll it up into a ball. Now we are going to make 2 bees, and I'm going to show you how to make a big fat bee and a little tiny bee out of the same amount of paper. So how you do it is up to you. You can either make them both little tiny bees, or you can make them both big fat bees, or you can do one of each like I'm going to. So if you're going to make a tiny bee, when you finish rolling up your first strip, just go ahead and seal it up. Use your glue stick, just put a little glue on the end, and then press it down so it stays this tiny little circle. That's going to be our small bee's head. For our small bee's body, we're going to roll up another strip of black. And this one we want to let go of after we roll it all up so it can uncurl a little bit to make our bee's body a little bit larger than the head. So once it's rolled up, we can let it go and then just go ahead and seal it up. And then we're going to take our circle and pinch it into a teardrop shape. And this is going to make our little bee's body. So the point will go right up against the head. And then we'll take one of our small pieces of black that we cut off at the beginning and fold it in half so that it makes a little V shape. And then we're going to make the antenna for the bee. So we'll put our tool on one end and roll it down out away from the inside of the V. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side, rolling on the outside down towards that point. And then we have a little bitty antenna. So that will of course go at the top of our bee's head. Then we'll take our yellow strips and we are going to roll 2 of them up into teardrop shapes that are the same size, and these will be our bee's wings. So once it's rolled up, I'll let it go. Then I'm gonna pull it a little bit just to tighten it up some, but not too much. And then I will seal it up. And then pinch it from a circle into a little teardrop shape. And the point of this teardrop will go right at that intersection of the body and the head for our little bee. And then we'll make another wing. And then to finish up our small bee, we're going to take our little yellow strip and cut it in half. and set one part aside. We won't need that. We're going to cut the other part in half again so that we have two tiny little strips. And then we need to trim them down to match the width of the body. So once it's pretty close to matching, then we can just put a little glue on it and then stick it on across our little bee body. Then we'll take the other strip and do the same thing. Cut it down to where it can be a stripe across the body. Add a little bit of glue and then add it onto our bee's body. Then we can grab our background and add all of our pieces and just glue them on. So we'll add some glue to the back of the body here and right at that tip. And then we can add some glue to the bottom of the head and attach it. And the wings. And then our tiny antenna. And there we have our little bee. Now, if you want to make a big fat bee, we do essentially the same thing, except instead of keeping things small, we're going to make them larger after we roll them up. So we start off the head the same way, roll it up into a circle. Then we let it go. And you can either go ahead and seal it up or unroll it a little bit to make it a little bigger and then seal it up. And then we just keep that one as a circle. And we'll take our other black strip and make a big fat teardrop. So we roll it up, let it go. Fluff it up, making it a little unrolled, a little bigger. Big fat circle. Seal it up. And then we will pinch this one into a teardrop shape. And that will be our bee's body, our big bee. And then we can take our little strip of black and fold it into a V and make the antenna about the same way. Just curl it down. And you can shape it a little bit if you want it to be a little fatter than the other one, or if you want to roll it up in the same way. And then we'll take our two yellows and make some big fat teardrop wings. So we roll it up, let it go, unroll it or fluff it up a little bit to make them nice and big, and then seal it up and pinch into a teardrop shape. Now, if you like it like that, that's fine. If you want to make it even fatter, if you gently press on both ends, it will round it out further at the bottom. Then, once we have our fat bee, we can take our other small piece of yellow and cut it in half just once so that the stripes will be fatter too. And then you may not even need to trim it down to be a stripe across. It just depends on how big your bee is and how long you cut your little extra strip. So my bottom strip is good, but my top strip needs to be cut down just a little. So we'll do that and then add some glue. And stick it on the body, and then add my pieces to my scene. And there we have our big fat bees and our little bees. And that is our quilt creation for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week to add another quilt creation to our little spring scene. Bye!